Have you ever had one of those moments where you realize that what people think about you can either make or break your opportunities? I recall missing a deadline at work once. Even if it was a minor error, people's perceptions of me began to shift. All of a sudden, I was no longer the dependable person. I felt like I had lost a lot of respect and trust because of that one mistake. That made me consider the power that reputation actually possesses and how brittle it may be. That's precisely what Robert Greene discusses in the 48 Laws of Power. Today's video will cover some important lessons on how to use strategic relationships, develop and preserve a solid reputation, and learn how to keep your intentions to yourself. Believe me, if you ever wish to increase your impact in any aspect of your life, you should remember these thoughts. Let's begin with the significance of perception and reputation, which is the first lesson. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life, as Robert Greene puts it. People's perceptions of you have the power to either positively or negatively impact you, and once they do, it can be difficult to repair. Here's how to put this concept into practice. Imagine that you work in a place where you are renowned for consistently producing high-quality work on time. Your reputation will open doors for you, and others will trust you with more significant jobs. However, even if your performance improves, it will be more difficult to recover if your reputation suffers. For instance, if you frequently miss deadlines. Like a bank account, your reputation grows over time as you put in good deeds and work. What are the benefits of this? You establish a foundation of respect and trust by preserving and enhancing your reputation. It increases the likelihood that others will collaborate with you, heed your counsel, and provide you opportunities. You have more influence without saying much if you have a good reputation. Consider yourself during a job interview, for instance. Even the most difficult inquiries may not bother you if you have a reputation for being trustworthy and truthful. Your reputation speaks for itself, so you don't need to persuade the interviewer that you're reliable. However, the queries become more in-depth, and your chances of getting the job decrease if there is any uncertainty about your dependability. Imagine how you may safeguard your reputation now that you are aware of its potential power. Please leave a comment below with your ideas, and remember to like and subscribe for more if this was useful. Now let's explore the second important lesson. Learn to use enemies and never place too much trust in friends. According to Greene, friends are frequently untrustworthy because of their emotional ties to you, but foes can be surprisingly beneficial when handled properly. In order to implement this, let's say you are working on a project. Although friendship can occasionally impair judgment, you may still trust your friend to assist. They might exploit your trust or fail to sufficiently question your beliefs. However, because they want to surpass you or prove something, an enemy, someone who dislikes you, will be more inclined to offer candid criticism or assistance in a way that truly advances your objectives. What are the advantages of this? You become clearer when you learn to trust your opponents, or at least cooperate with them. They will push you to grow by challenging you in ways that friends would not. Additionally, opponents might turn into strong allies who value your skills and present you with new opportunities if you handle the connection effectively. It's similar to transforming a threat into a strength. For example, suppose you are in charge of a group and there is a member of the team with whom you have previously disagreed. You choose to include them in a project rather than ignore them. Although you don't fully trust them, you value their abilities and take use of their competitive spirit. They put forth a lot of effort to show themselves when you assign them particular responsibilities and hold them accountable, which ultimately aids in the effective completion of the project. Even though your connection with them isn't ideal, it ends up being advantageous to both of you, demonstrating that occasionally your worst foes can turn into your greatest allies. Conceal your intentions is the main focus of the third important lesson. Greene contends that disclosing too much about your objectives leaves room for somebody to take advantage of you or influence you before you've even begun. You can keep events under control and take action when the time is appropriate by concealing your genuine intentions. How can we use this then? Imagine that you are attempting to negotiate a contract or planning a business move. Early disclosure of your plans puts you at danger of someone else snatching the opportunity to compete or using that information to keep you from succeeding. You'll have an advantage, though, if you keep your intentions to yourself and only discuss them when absolutely required. You can take swift, decisive action without anyone else figuring out what you're going to do next. What favorable results are anticipated? By keeping your plans a secret, you provide yourself time to reflect, adapt, and stay on top of things. It keeps people from taking advantage of your ideas or sabotaging your plans. In essence, you can attack when no one is expecting it, just like if you had a secret weapon. Consider, for example, that you are developing a new product for your business. You're thrilled, but for the time being, don't share the notion. While your colleagues are discussing their own projects, you keep yours a secret. You surprise them with something amazing when it's time to debut. You steal the show because nobody anticipated it, and everyone is amazed at how well you executed it. You might have been slowed down by competition or opposition if you had announced the proposal too soon. The fourth important lesson is to always say less than is necessary. According to Greene, talking too much might lead to information leaks, the loss of your mystery, or even inadvertently undermining your position. You preserve control of the situation by speaking succinctly and effectively. In order to implement this, imagine being invited to share your opinions on a project during a meeting. You risk disclosing your plan or giving away information that could be used against you if you continue to talk endlessly and provide extraneous details. Instead, you maintain control and leave people wanting more if you respond succinctly and precisely. What's the benefit of this? Saying less keeps you seeming authoritative and mysterious. If you keep something secret, people are more likely to appreciate you. Because people are left guessing what you're thinking or planning, it also helps you maintain control. This gives you greater control over how the discussion or circumstance plays out by allowing others to fill in the blanks. Let's take the scenario where you are negotiating a deal. You risk unintentionally undermining your stance or making needless concessions if you talk too much. Rather, you respond succinctly and directly. When the other person demands more information, you maintain your composure and provide just enough details to keep the conversation going without losing your advantage. Because you maintain control of the conversation, you ultimately get a better offer. The final important lesson is to know when to withdraw. According to Greene, taking a step back at the appropriate time might increase your perceived strength and mystique. Strategic retreating gives you the opportunity to reorganize, make plans, and leave others wondering what you'll do next. Here's how to put this concept into practice. Imagine that everyone is depending on you for answers while you work on a project. People may begin to expect you to continue addressing problems or take you for granted if you are constantly involved. However, you regain control of the situation if you step back and allow others to take charge. When you choose to make a comeback, you're the person that everyone turns to for advice, not simply another member of the group. How is this method beneficial? Withdrawing at the appropriate moment fosters respect and anticipation. Because you're not constantly available, people start to respect you more. Everyone is excited to hear your thoughts when you return, and it feels like you've made a triumphant comeback. This protects you from overexposure and maintains your power. For example, suppose you have been in the news for a time because you are managing a challenging project or managing a group of people. People start to expect you to always know the answers, and you eventually start to feel the pressure. You choose to take a step back. You take a moment to reflect, stop reacting right away, and let others lead for a bit. Everyone's focus returns to you when you re-emerge, and your calculated retreat has strengthened your comeback. That concludes it. If you like these insights and would like to learn more about the book's laws, please hit the bell, like, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.